Wow.
Please leave. Please leave. I am not okay with this. Please leave my job. I have to go. Now you over there talking to yourself. You see, I don't give a fuck. Womp, womp, womp. Cry me a river. Cry me a river, lady.
She recorded her stalker on video. She filed police reports. She warned them he would kill her. And still no one came in time. Her name was Shantay Butts, a 34-year-old mother of 4 from Belle Glade, Florida. 6 days after begging for help, she was gunned down inside her own home. This isn't just a story of murder. This is a story about a system that failed a woman who did everything right and died anyway. You're watching CrimeLab Report, where every story is a case study in justice, and every silence we break might just save a life. Subscribe, and let's get into it. In the quiet farming town of Belle Glade, Florida, a mother of 4 was living in fear, fighting to be heard, begging to be protected. Her name was Shantay Butts, and in July 2025, her pleas would end in bloodshed. She was 34 years old, a mother, a daughter, a woman whose strength masked the terror she lived with daily. Her killer wasn't a stranger. He was someone she once trusted, Little Mac Williams, a man she had once loved, but who would not let her go. Their relationship had long ended, but for Shantay, the end wasn't the end. Instead, it marked the beginning of something darker, something that followed her to work, that haunted her phone screen, that loomed outside her house in the shadows. Williams became her stalker, and she knew it wasn't going to stop. On July 5, 2025, she went to the police. She filed a formal stalking report and submitted video evidence of Williams following her. She documented everything: his threats, his lurking presence, his refusal to leave her alone. Her fear was real, her voice clear, her warnings chilling. Authorities issued a warrant for Williams' arrest the same day. But the warrant remained on paper, and Williams remained free. 6 days later, she would be dead. In the videos she recorded, Shantay's voice trembled, not with helplessness, but with urgency. She wasn't waiting to become a statistic. She was documenting her reality. A reality that showed Little Mac Williams stalking her outside her workplace, sending messages, and making sure she knew he was watching. She stood in front of her phone and said it plainly.
Leave.
Wow.
Please leave. Please leave. I am not okay with this. Please leave my job. I have to go. Some women, me, I'm putting myself in that category, make it okay for niggas not to be shit. By that, we'll get with somebody who we know ain't shit, right? Just go through the motions, just being in our relationship because we so happy that somebody loves us. But we can just love ourselves, if that makes sense. Take care of the household, do what we gotta do, because in reality, we just not feeling like we housing a nigga. But in reality, we housing a nigga. And from the outside looking in, it looked like he's helping or contributing because your life is still going on the same way. Reality, you up in that bitch screaming to the top of your lungs because every time you turn around, the bill keep flying past that bitch. You gotta catch it. You gotta be the bill catcher. And the motherfucker just sleep. He may be contributing to your life, but he ain't contributing to your bills in reality, because you so hell bent on doing for yourself, or I been paying my bills, I ain't gonna let no nigga pay my bills, this and that. No, bitch, let him pay half. That bitch halfway contributing to all your motherfucking problems in your life. Just don't choose no bad niggas. We'll get with some niggas that we feel like, they good for us, and in reality they ain't shit, because from the outside looking in, when you was looking at him before, he was with a another bitch who was a boss. So she was handling all the way. And in reality, your ass sitting on the other side of that damn green pasture thinking that motherfucker he doing. And in reality, it's her money who funding the trips. It's her money who paying the bills. It's like it's your money that's paying for your trips and your money that's paying for your motherfucking bills. What I really, really hate, the dumbass bitches that be like, oh, she just saying that because he not with her. Bitch, it's the reason why he ain't with her. See, me, I don't think I ever been in denial about nothing. One of them hoes that just be put up in the house and don't know what the fuck going on. See, I know what the fuck going on, but I am what the fuck is going on.
She was scared. She feared for her life. She had done everything she was supposed to, filed reports, submitted evidence, and asked for protection, yet nothing seemed to change. He kept showing up. He kept pushing the boundary. And the system that should have shielded her stalled, despite the formal complaint she made on July 5th, and despite law enforcement issuing a warrant for aggravated stalking that very day. No arrest was made. Williams remained free, and Shantay, knowing how dangerous that was, continued to speak out. But what she couldn't have known, or maybe, tragically, she did, is that time was running out. In the early hours of July 11th, 2025, just 6 days after that final report, her fears came to life. It was around 3:40 a.m. when deputies from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office received a call. Gunshots had been fired at a home in Belle Glade. When they arrived, they found a horrific scene. Shantay Butts had been shot multiple times inside her own home.
Survivors of domestic violence are told to speak up, document everything. But for one Belle Glade mother, even that wasn't enough. Tonight, we're uncovering how her death fits into a larger deadly pattern and why advocates say the system is still falling short. CBS 12's Katie Benty joins us live in the newsroom with that story. Katie?
Liz, Shantay Butts told deputies she was being stalked. She had the video, she filed reports, and just days later, she was shot dead in her home. Shantay Butts was a mother of 4, shot and killed inside her Belle Glade home last week. Deputies say it was her son who called 911. The man accused of murdering her, Little Mac Williams, her ex, and the father of her children. Investigators say he also shot her current boyfriend, who survived. Court records reveal a decade of abuse across multiple relationships. In 2024, Williams broke into Butts' home, choked her, and took her phone. He was convicted, ordered to stay away. Williams is now behind bars, charged with murder, attempted murder, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. But advocates say it's too late for Shantay Butts, and unless something changes, more survivors will die asking for help.
Her life was taken in the very space where she should have been safest. Her current boyfriend, who was also in the home, had been shot too, but he survived. The shooter had broken in, opened fire, and tried to disappear into the dark, but authorities already knew who they were looking for, had warned them about Little Mac Williams. The same man with a long and violent criminal history. The same man she had begged authorities to arrest. Williams wasn't a first-time offender. His rap sheet was a series of escalating red flags. Charges of domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, violating restraining orders, and felon in possession of a firearm already painted the picture of a man who should have been nowhere near Shantay. He even had an active felony warrant for burglary and grand theft, after allegedly stealing a firearm from Shantay's vehicle weeks earlier. That stolen gun authorities believe was the same weapon he used to take her life. It wasn't just one oversight. It was a chain of missed opportunities to stop him. Shantay's report wasn't vague or speculative. She had clear evidence, videos, photos, screenshots. Her voice, steady but urgent, laid it out plainly. He's stalking me, and he will kill me. And he did. The house where she died wasn't a random target. It was her home. A place filled with family photos, children's shoes by the door, and signs of a woman who tried to build a life after abuse. But that night, all of it became a crime scene. When the shooting stopped and the police arrived, Shantay was already gone. Her 4 children, now motherless, were asleep inside the same home, shaken, traumatized, and suddenly living in a world where their protector was no longer there. The community of Belle Glade woke up to the horror of it. Shock turned to grief. Grief turned to anger. How could this have happened? The morning after the shooting, the headlines came quickly. Mother of 4 killed after filing stalking reports. Florida woman shot days after pleading for help. System failed her, Shantay Butts dead at 34. The weight of it all was unbearable, not just because a life was lost, but because the signs were all there. Shantay had done what survivors are so often told to do: speak up. And she did, loudly, clearly, repeatedly, yet the system meant to protect her moved too slowly. The arrest warrant sat unexecuted for nearly a week, and in that short window of inaction, a predator struck. When little Mac Williams was taken into custody, he was charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. But for many, it was already too late for justice to feel like justice. It was reactive, not preventative. Shantay's death has since sparked outrage across the country. Her story is now a rallying cry for those demanding stronger protections for victims of stalking and domestic violence. Advocates are calling for policy reform, pleading that stalking be treated not as a warning sign, but as an imminent threat. Her videos, once cries for help, have become evidence of how loudly she screamed before the silence. Vigils were held in Belle Glade, candles lit, balloons released. Mothers, daughters, survivors and strangers gathered to honor a woman who didn't just lose her life, but was failed every step of the way before it happened. And through it all, for children now grow up without the woman who gave them everything. A family shattered, a future forever altered. To Shantay Butts, you deserve to be protected. You deserve to grow old, to see your children grow up, to live free from fear. You were strong, you were brave, and your voice will not be forgotten. May your memory be a light, even in the darkest places. Rest in peace, Shantay.